I was 8 years old when my mother sent me to the supermarket alone for the very first time. She wanted me to buy a couple of things to bake a cake or something. So she gave me a list and she wrote one special brand of margarine on that list. It was called Rama. And I went to the store and they did not have Rama. So I stood there and I slightly panicked and I felt something in my body that was very difficult to name at that time. It was fear of not being good enough. Not because of the margarine, but because of the question that lay behind it, behind not being able to buy that special brand she asked for. The question behind it was, what will I do if this is wrong? What will be the consequences? So I ran home to ask if I was allowed to buy another margarine brand than Rama. I was 8 years old. And I was already that kind of person that rather runs home to ask for permission than disappoint other people. It took me 20 years to figure out what had actually happened in that situation. And what got me out of this pattern was something that I had never expected. In this video, I want to show you why situations like that happen. It's not because you're not enough, or because you lack willpower. Because knowing was never the problem. Believing is. The tricky part about a pattern like this is that it doesn't feel wrong. This pattern feels like you're a caring person, like you're a responsible person. This pattern makes you think that you are a person that everyone else can rely on. And when you're a kid, nobody tells you that you're actually learning that love is connected to performance, that you being loved depends on how well you perform. It just feels like love, right? Like normal love that you get every time. I've read all the books, I've listened to podcasts, I followed the right coaches and other people that meant something to me. At some time I had so much information about the pattern that was running inside me that I could have explained it in my sleep. And still, all that information changed nothing. Until one evening I saw this one video. I just clicked on it by accident because I liked the cover, but I was hooked instantly because it spoke about love patterns and how you pick your relationships with that pattern active. I just sat there and watched that video and suddenly I felt my heart race and I heard my heartbeat super loud in my own head. I said, "Oh my God." And then I broke down crying. The information I got wasn't new all in all, but while watching this particular video, I understood. I had known everything that I needed to know, and I was still waiting for something. Something with all this knowledge was still missing, and I can tell you it wasn't another book. So knowledge wasn't the problem. The problem was that I did not believe myself. That's the difference that no one is talking about. The difference between understanding and believing in what you're feeling. And then the difference between understanding and doing something about it. You are still waiting too. Maybe you're waiting for the right moment or for more security, for the feeling of safety or something like that. Or you're waiting for the moment that you feel, I'm ready. But here's the thing. That feeling of being ready, of being secure and everything, that won't come first. Faith does not come before you take the leap of faith. It comes when you jump. Understanding this is what took me out of the situation, what snapped me out of it. Not another tip and not another framework, just understanding this. It was the moment when I stopped waiting and started actively shaping my future. And I did that by choosing to be a version of me that already knew what to do. I found this version inside of me. It was a part of me that I had denied for a very, very long time because it was not socially acceptable, like anger or frustration. It was not the tool that I needed to survive when I was a child. So, how did I find this version of me? I found it at a gaming table. I played Vampire the Masquerade back at that time. I played a young male vampire that belonged to the clan Toreador. This character was a dandy, and somehow his shenanigans brought him into prison. And one of the other player characters came to the prison bars and gave my character a piece of soap so that I could form a key with that piece of soap. But instead of saying thank you or something else or just taking the soap, a part of me answered that I had not known before. He looked the other character up and down, amused, quiet, and then said something like, "My dear friend, I am always beautiful, even in a dirty prison cell." The whole table screamed with laughter, and I was confused as fuck. Because this version that had spoken in that moment wasn't a version of me that I had known before. All facets of myself that were known to me before that situation would have said sorry or something like that. But that spontaneous reaction was gold, because that version of me knew exactly what to do, what to say in that situation without shrinking or making excuses or something. And in that simple moment at the gaming table, I understood this facet of me, this part of me, it was there the whole time. It just had to get a role so that it could finally say something, that it could finally use the character I built around that facet of me to express itself. And you know what? You have such facets like that one too. You just don't believe it yet. That is what this channel is about. Not another information, not just 10 more tips or something stupid like that. Especially not one more tip you already know. We are here to talk about and get to that moment where you stop collecting information and start being you. If you're ready to take this step, hear me out. I have something for you. I've created a free guide. It's called the 3-second pause, because the 3-second pause is exactly what is needed before the automatic yes reflex kicks in. And this pause is long enough for you to choose what you actually want to do or say. The link to that PDF is in the description. And who I am Jen, also known as the Witch of 1,000 Faces. I help women who finally want to stop gathering information and start doing the thing. And yes, we can be afraid and do it anyway. Subscribe if you want to know more. See you soon.